Hi folks, welcome to Antique Quest. Today we're back in the Airstream. I just had a email from a viewer saying, what happened with the Airstream? Did you ever finish it? And I realized that I had left you guys out of that last little bit last year that we did. And I did have some footage, but we got a new computer and one thing led to another and I lost most of the video for that. So we actually did go camping last year. We managed to use it for an antique show we did on the South Shore. And we stayed at Rayport Campground, and we'll show you a little clip of our spot.
But that makes me feel better, even though I only have like a little snippet.
Mm-hmm. Here we are, maiden voyage in Rayport Campground, right honey? Here's our setup. I don't know why it's showing so dark. Check this out. We got a beautiful river. There's the Airstream. Nice big spot. Fire pit. The spot right in their backyard. Hoping to see some deer over there in the morning. And all the way down there. So folks, we're finally camping. After 2 years monkeying around with the trailer, I don't have the plumbing in. But it doesn't really matter because we have water on site here. We've got a electrical, so we got everything plugged in we need: heaters, air conditioners, lights, electric cooktops. We got the barbecue over there. We got everything we need. Picnic table. Yeah, we're gonna do the show tomorrow, antique show, down at the 4 Points Antique Market in Mahone Bay. So if you are there next year, this is a great place to stay. Rayport Campground. Super nice people here. Really nice at the front desk. Nice clean bathrooms. The pool was open, so Abraham had a blast in the pool. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's the closest campground to Oak Island. And I've never been to Oak Island, so who knows, maybe we'll stay an extra day and go down there. But anyway, isn't that nice? This is in my backyard, right behind the trailer. I get to listen to that, hear that babbling brook when I fall asleep at night. And we're just about to barbecue some hamburgers. Right, honey? So it's been 2 years we've been renovating the Airstream, but it's a slow process. So just, you know, have that in your mindset when you go into redoing an Airstream, is you try and get it usable and then you continually upgrade as you use it. So we're just going to show you where we're at now, because we realized watching the last video we did on an Airstream that we've gotten a lot further. So we'll let you know, and we're going to show you a couple things that we're going to do on upcoming episodes, and hopefully we'll get a lot more done to it this year than we did last year. Thanks. Let's have a look. So after we had it all painted up and we did some of the framework the last time you saw it, we did put in this large countertop. Now we had to buy that at Home Depot. It was the only one I could find that made any sense to buy. It's a really nice thick countertop. It's all solid wood. And we have a few things that we're going to cut and put our sink in here and our stove over here. But for our camping trip last year, we just had the counter, which worked great because we had the barbecue outside, we had water hookup, we had bottled water, the campground had the washrooms open, so there really wasn't any need for us to get into racing to finish the plumbing. So that's two of the projects we're going to do this year, and we'll just show you what we bought. So the first is this really nice 2 burner, drop in, just a stove top. We don't want a stove. We never use a stove in a RV. So we did put in a toaster oven, which I'll show you in a minute. But this will go over here. It won't take up a whole lot of room. We just have to get all the gas hooked up and the propane lines all checked out. So there's a lot to go through. It'll look a lot better when we're installed because it has a black grill that goes around there. But 2 burner is more than enough for inside this trailer for us. And so we also bought last year this really nice, fairly large 1 sink. So rather than a double, we went with a single. This is going to go over here. But it's nice and deep so you can do some dishes. A lot of these trailer sinks are really shallow and you can get like 2 or 3 dishes in and you can't really do anything. Now this one does come with this nice draining rack. So it sits it up a little bit off the bottom and that just sits right in there. So it will drain dishes for you so you can use it like a dish rack as well. So it's going to have a nice look. I did have all this stuff we bought last year. We just never had a chance to get it in. And you know, right after putting in the countertop, you kind of don't want to cut a hole in it right away, but those are 2 projects we're going to get to. Okay, so this is what we did for last year. We have a toaster oven and we put the outlet in back there for that. So we use a toaster oven more often. And we do have a couple of electric burners that we had under there just in case it was raining, but usually we cook outside. And just a little spot for some dish stuff. Now, I do have this wired up for the moment because we did decide to keep the propane stove. We'll see how that works. But this is on a slide out. I just haven't decided what to do with doors. So I just zip tie it when we're traveling so it doesn't fly all over the place. We didn't do much in the bathroom because we are going to renovate it next year. So that's why I just went with a simple curtain that we pull across. So that'll do for now. So we got a little curtain and it's a lot lighter. So here's the 1 day bed we finished up. And you can see those little holders that we put in under there. And we have this little cabinet here when you first come in the door. And it's just good for various little junky things. And then I have put a Rubbermaid deep back in there so you can actually put shoes and whatnot in there. And we have a nice shelf there. And I wanted to use that piece of bird's eye maple. So that's where we usually put our Berkey. And Abraham uses this day bed. And there's absolutely loads of storage down in here, you know, for bedding and whatnot. And we just did the beadboard fronts for now. Now for the front, that's what we look like right now. I have to buy some mattresses this year. We just borrowed some from the church camp. Some of the kids' mattresses were just the right size for us to go camping. Now here is where I changed things. I told you I was going to use an ottoman and bring the ottoman down and put it over here. No matter which way I sliced that, it just didn't want to work. So I extended this and actually made an extra storage container here for, oh, I can't see with the light, hoses and some of the immediate things you need just to set up the trailer, cords, that sort of thing. And we still have all the storage down in this one. And what I decided to go with, I'll set this up so you can see here. So I decided to make this out of the old frame of the trailer. And it just goes through these holes like so. And this one goes in here. So basically that's the idea. It's just an aluminum frame that I made out of the old frames. And it just sits on here with a nail really going through there right now. And where's my other board? Oh, of course, it's the table. So this is what I decided to do. Put some hinges on these this year. Alright, so that's the table. Just trimmed it out. Now I did manage to use a lot of the Airstream parts, so this actually could go further if we needed a bigger table. And a piece that I would have had over here on the counter that would flip up like so when Jackie needs more counter space could actually come and pin in here if we wanted a bigger table. But there's only 3 of us, so we usually eat outside, so it's not a big deal. So this was all part of the original Airstream table, and there's a piece of Velcro there, and then it just slides off like so. But all this, I don't know if you'd be able to see this or not, all this is just cut down from the original Airstream. So this whole hinge, and I just attached it there, but this entire leg is all out of the old one. So I like to salvage what I can because it's, you know, it's good aluminum pieces. And then this piece becomes the end of your bed for over here. So now on the aluminum frame, because your body weight's up there, that's more than enough for your feet. And you still have a little area you can squeeze out the door there, but it makes for a good sized bed. So we have 3 beds. It's only a 23-foot trailer. So, not bad, not bad. You know, we got a fair bit of room. It's great for camping, and just that curtain works out good. So that gives you an idea of where we're at right now. And like I say, we're going to be doing the stove, the sink, which means propane, the water. But the other thing we're going to be doing to the trailer this year is a lithium battery upgrade. Now, I'm not doing that just because I think it's, you know, something you have to do, move up to lithium. Our battery died at the campground last year, and we got a battery charger. They were nice enough to lend us one because I didn't bring one with me, but it just died again. So what happened was our old Univolt, our Airstream Univolt, died, and it couldn't recharge the battery. So for the rest of the weekend, they left us with the battery charger that I had to run constantly so the shore power would work to give us our lights and everything else. So here we are, the Univolt is done. It's from 1978. So I've actually ordered a brand new Charge Wizard converter, and it's from Progressive Dynamics. And I went with the 45 amp because I don't really need a 60 in here. I'm only working on 1 battery. I'll never need that much power on this particular trailer job. So we went with the 45. There's only a 30. I think the Univolt's only a 30 anyway. And we went with a lithium battery. Now they're terribly expensive, but we found one for just over 600 bucks. I know it's a lot of money, but it'll give us a lot more power. Not a lot longer power, let's say, because lithium batteries you can charge, you can run right down, and they have a BMS in them, so it just shuts it off before it does any damage to the battery. So we're going to be doing that. Now our Univolt is under here, but I'm going to move the new batteries in over here. So just 1 battery, a new lithium charger, and some wiring. We got a new fuse panel because this is all the old glass fuses, so now we'll just have the little leaf type fuses. And that's going to be a whole video right there, putting that in, and we're going to do that soon. We're just waiting on the battery. It has to come all the way from China. And what that's going to do also is the battery box on the front of these 78 Safaris is pretty much a pain in the butt, because to try and get the battery out, the door opens up, hits the side of the propane tank. It's like you have to move the propane tank to open the door to get the battery out, because the battery needs the door all the way open to pull it out. And then you're trying to claw at the end of a battery to get it. It's an absolute pain. So lithium batteries don't need to be vented, so they can go inside the cabinet here, which keeps them warmer, safer, you name it. Everything's better about it. So I'm looking forward to that, because then all our electrics are going to be taken care of. And we'll have a nice new fuse panel and the whole bit. So that's going to be one project, and then we'll do the sink, which means the water lines. And then we have to test those lines that we put in the back, where we cut out all the old plumbing for the septic system, and hopefully that all is nice and bone dry. So we'll see what we run into along the way. And then the stove, which means propane, which means checking the furnace. So we're getting there. And then we'll get the mattresses in finally. And then we deal with these curtains. And it's coming right along. I'm pretty happy with it, but we can use it now for camping. So that's the main project. So in a couple of years we took it camping, and we'll show you a little bit about Rayport Campground, which I highly recommend if you want to go to Oak Island. It's the closest campground to Oak Island, but it's a beautiful little campsite and really great people. We recommend them highly. So thanks for watching, folks. Sorry, but it was an email from one of our subscribers that said, hey, did you ever finish the Airstream? But now the weather's getting better, so now we're working on it again because it just sits all winter here in Canada. So thanks for watching. God bless, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Take care. So, $2,300 Airstream, a couple years later, monkeying around, and here I am camping. Gotta love that.
I definitely don't want to see myself.
She doesn't want to see herself, but it is a family video, so you gotta say hello or something so you can see yourself in a while.
Said hello.
I don't even know if you're in the picture.
Good.
So, got all our awnings up. Abraham's over Pam for some firewood. And we got this super little tiny thing of kindling. $1.75. Not bad. So anyway, folks, nice little campground here. Not a real big one, but pretty nice. And somewhere, Abraham's out there.